The Xylar Confederacy stood as a colossus in the galactic community, their reputation built on a simple, terrifying fact. They were Deathworlders. Hailing from Xylos Prime, a planet of crushing gravity, relentless predators, and a volatile atmosphere, they were seen as the pinnacle of evolution. Their bodies were dense, their reflexes sharp, and their minds forged in constant peril. For millennia, they met no equal, no species that could comprehend their origins, let alone challenge their might. They were the undisputed apex, the sole inheritors of a universe that seemed designed for the frail and the gentle. Every species they encountered bowed to their strength, their history a grim testament to their superiority. They were the children of a brutal world, and they believed with absolute certainty they were alone in that distinction. That belief was about to be shattered. The first contact with the species calling themselves humans was unremarkable. They arrived in vessels that were, by Xylar standards, laughably primitive. Their physiology appeared soft, almost delicate. The Xylar ambassador, Grolnik, barely suppressed a sneer as he reviewed the initial scans. Gravity on their home world, Earth, was a mere fraction of Xylos Prime's. Their atmospheric composition was mild there. Biosphere seemingly tame. The humans were polite, diplomatic, and utterly unimpressive. Grolnik extended an invitation for a human delegation to visit the Xylar capital, a gesture of dominance cloaked in courtesy. He wanted them to feel the crushing weight of his world, to understand their place in the cosmic hierarchy. The humans accepted with an eagerness the Xylar mistook for naivety. The human ambassador, a woman named Eva Rostova, stepped onto the Xylos Prime spaceport, and the Xylar observers held their breath, expecting her to collapse. The planet's gravity, 3 times that of Earth's, should have been unbearable. Instead, Ambassador Rostova simply took a deep breath, her expression one of mild surprise, and then smiled. "The air here is quite invigorating," she remarked to a stunned Grolnik. Her team followed, moving with a deliberate but not struggling gait. Grolnik's aides exchanged baffled glances. How could these soft creatures withstand such pressure? It was a physiological impossibility. Grolnik, ever the pragmatist, dismissed it as a fluke, perhaps some advanced personal gravity modulation he hadn't detected. The real tests were yet to come. He escorted the humans to the Citadel, the heart of Xylar power. The tour was designed to intimidate. They walked past training grounds where Xylar warriors shattered stone with their bare fists. They observed holographic replays of Xylar soldiers hunting the monstrous Cathar, armored beasts that could tear through starship hulls. Eva Rostova and her team watched with a calm, analytical interest that bordered on academic. At one point, watching a Xylar warrior wrestle a 6-limbed predator into submission, one of the human aides, a biologist named Kenji, whispered, "Fascinating, convergent evolution with our planet's extinct megafauna, but the muscle structure is less efficient." Grolnik overheard the comment, "less efficient." He bristled. These creatures were the epitome of lethality. What could this human possibly compare it to? The diplomatic dinner was the final stage of Grolnik's psychological game. The feast consisted of Xylar delicacies, most of which were mildly toxic to other species, a subtle reminder of their unique biology. The centerpiece was a roasted grak worm, a creature whose flesh contained neurotoxins that would cause paralysis in most off-worlders. The humans didn't hesitate. They ate with gusto, complimenting the chef. Ambassador Rostova even compared the grak wormy's spicy after effects to something from her world called a ghost pepper. She then casually mentioned that on Earth, humans had a pastime of intentionally ingesting a substance called capsaicin for pleasure, a chemical designed by plants to inflict pain and deter consumption. The Xylar delegation fell silent. They consumed toxins out of necessity and adaptation. These humans did it for recreation. Grolnik's composure was beginning to crack. He decided on a more direct approach. "Ambassador," he began, his voice a low rumble, "your resilience is unexpected. We Xylar pride ourselves on our endurance, born from the harshness of our world. Tell me, what is the greatest danger on Earth?" He expected a tale of some moderately large predator or a harsh storm. Eva Rostova smiled, a knowing, almost pitying look in her eyes. "That's a difficult question, Ambassador Grolnik. Where to begin?" She gestured to her aide, Kenji. "Kenji, why don't you show him?" Kenji tapped his datapad, and a massive hologram flickered to life in the center of the hall. It showed a swirling, monstrous vortex of wind and water, a hurricane seen from orbit. "This is a common weather pattern," Kenji said calmly. They can span hundreds of kilometers and generate winds powerful enough to level cities. The image shifted. Now it showed a river of molten rock flowing from a mountain that had torn itself apart. Volcanic eruptions. They can alter the global climate for years. Another shift. A barren, frozen wasteland. This is Antarctica. Temperatures here can freeze most industrial lubricants solid. We have research stations there. People live there 4 months at a time. The images kept coming, faster and faster. Towering waves called tsunamis, continents shaking from tectonic shifts, vast deserts with scorching temperatures, and then the life forms a tiny mosquito. This insect is responsible for more human deaths than all wars combined through the transmission of microorganisms. A colorful frog, its skin secretes a toxin so potent that a minuscule amount can stop a creature's heart. A plant with innocent-looking leaves. Contact with this one can cause excruciating pain for months. Finally, the hologram showed a microscopic image of a virus. And these, Ava said softly, her voice echoing in the cavernous silent hall. These are the true rulers of our planet, invisible, ever mutating. They are in a constant evolutionary war with every living thing, including us. We don't just survive them. We've learned to harness them, to turn them into medicines, to fight them on a molecular level. The hologram faded, leaving the Xylar delegation in stunned silence. The dangers they faced were large, visible, and could be fought with brute strength. The dangers of Earth were insidious, pervasive, and fought with intellect, endurance, and sheer, stubborn willpower. Grolnek looked at the human ambassador, truly seeing her for the first time. He saw the quiet strength in her posture, the ancient wisdom in her eyes. The Xylar had conquered their world through physical might. They had become the strongest things on a planet of strong things. But the humans. They hadn't conquered their world, they had endured it. They had adapted to a planet that tried to kill them in 1,000 different ways every single day, from the microscopic to the atmospheric. They didn't just fight the monsters. They lived in symbiosis with them. They outsmarted poison. They predicted cataclysms. They were not Deathworlders because they were the strongest things on their planet. They were Deathworlders because their planet was the most relentless, creative killer in the galaxy, and they were still there, standing, smiling, and offering to share a meal. Grolnek slowly raised his glass. To the humans, he said, his voice filled with a new, profound respect, the children of Earth. And for the first time in millennia, the Xylar felt they were no longer alone. They had found their equals. Thanks for tuning into this story. If you enjoyed this glimpse into the cosmos of humanity's hidden strengths, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from the final frontier. We've got plenty more stories where this came from. Follow us for your daily dose of HFY. Until next time, stay curious.